It's the 2010 Mountain West Conference Preview. Alongside Nick Taylor today, we have the coach of the Air Force Academy, Coach Troy Calhoun. How you doing today, Coach?
Good, Dan. You doing all right?
Pretty well, pretty well. So we're jumping right into the previewing of the 2010 Mountain West Conference. Talk about your team this year, Coach. How do you see Air Force on the offensive side of the football this year?
You know, Dan, what we have, we have most of our skill guys back, our backs and our receivers, and what we have to do is we have to replace our entire offensive line and also our tight end position. The guys that we have stepping into those roles are guys that you can tell are going to be good college football players, capable group that really they just need to play, and if they stay healthy, and that's always a huge if, but I think as we get into November, this is going to be a pretty good unit. And then certainly once we go into 2011 also. But what we're going to do is we've had excellent practices in August, and we're going to see if we can do it a little bit sooner, starting out first kickoff on September 4th.
Sounds great. Well, Coach, I have you actually finishing third in the conference. I have Utah and TCU tying for the championship, and then you guys finishing in the third position, and hopefully if Army can get bowl eligible, that will mean that Air Force will get to go to a different bowl destination this year. Talk about the advantages of maybe playing in a different bowl just to add some excitement to the season and, doing some different things in that regard. Talk about that possibility, and also talk about TCU and Utah, as I have Utah winning the tiebreaker and winning the Mountain West Conference.
Well, Nick, what you have for us, anytime you play in a bowl game, is quite an achievement by our players and our coaches. I think for the caliber of schedule that we play, week in, week out, and yet always first and foremost realizing that we're a service academy that competes in one of the strongest conferences across the country. And any bowl game for us is a magnificent experience where we've been so fortunate. The last 3 years we've been to Fort Worth, and they just do a super job. They make it a great event for the kids. It's easy in terms of access for our graduates that are all over the world, just because there's a major hub that's located very close to there. And yet, for ultimately, if we're able to earn a bowl bid, and again, the key word there is earn, by the way that you play, then no matter where that may be, we're going to make the utmost of where that location is.
Well, there's two words that you two men just stated, the month of November and tiebreakers, that I have came to a conclusion with the 2010 Mountain West Conference preview. I actually have a three-way tie between you guys, TCU, and Utah. I think you guys will find that offensive scheme a few days before the month of November on October 30th against Utah. And also what Nick said is a three-way tie. Explain to me, Coach, what the three-way tiebreaker would be if you all three tied, because I have that as a three-way tie. Everybody in the conference between the three teams only have one loss. I have you losing that one game to TCU on the road and also to Florida State. Can you break down the tiebreaker, please?
Dan, I can't tell you right now exactly what that is, and I love what you guys do. You create a lot of interest and excitement for college football, and you've been magnificent, especially in regards to some of the with our cadets here at the academy, and you know what we got to do? We got to go play a season, and we have a long ways to go before we can really get to bowl bids. And certainly when you start talking about where you place in the conference and whatnot. Now we have aspirations, and yet ultimately there's a lot of work that has to be done. And what we want to do too is not ever discard the priority that we have in terms of getting our guys ready to serve as officers for our country.
Coach, there's something I noticed here. If you guys do have opportunity to go to a different bowl, the Independence Bowl seems to be accommodating to you guys, and also the Poinsettia Bowl. Now, Navy has already signed a contract to play in the Poinsettia Bowl this year, and of course, the Poinsettia Bowl on the other side is a Mountain West Bowl. Do you think there's any chance the Poinsettia Bowl would consider letting Service Academy's rematch in a bowl game?
I have no idea. and Nick, that's probably in late November. That might be something we're able to discuss. And here right now, Coach is being very helpful for you guys because you guys want to talk about predictions and bowls.
No. I just kind of find that intriguing because it does seem like a Service Academy bowl game. If the teams had good enough records, it seems like it would be very intriguing.
It'd be special. I mean, it's just any time you have Service Academies involved in a game, and especially when they play one another, I think it puts it in the perspective of how incredible each one of the they're great institutions, and places where when you think about it, the young men that are playing on that field, real soon they're going to go out and they're going to go serve our country.
Well, Coach, we got about another minute left in the interview and the preview of the conference. Talk about the Oklahoma game. What will that mean to you to go into Norman and play at that historical site?
Yeah, phenomenal tradition, a group that's enormously talented, and just one heck of an atmosphere in which to play. Be a tough place against, again, a really, really great football team.
Well, Coach, we want a minute. We off the record as we finish the preview, and we wish you and the cadets best of luck. Y'all are class acts, and we appreciate your accessibility and your partnership and friendship.
Okay, you bet. Thank you, Nick, and Dan also for the quality and the professionalism and the way that you cover college football, and especially the young men that are here at the academy.
Definitely. I mean, we've talked to the best of, Nick Saban, Urban Meyer, all of the best out there in the college game, but you're the most honorable person out there in the sport of college football, and we'd love to have you on every time.
Okay, you do, guys. All you got to do is call.